What's going on, guys? Welcome back to my channel. Happy Halloween to all of you out there. I hope whatever you're doing today, you are safe and also you have a great time, whether you're staying home and passing out candy or if you're going out in full costume with your friends. In today's video, this is going to be a very simple video. I'm going to show you my entire Halloween physical media collection. Obviously, because today is Halloween, it just seems very appropriate. Last year at this time, I ranked the entire Halloween franchise, and so this year I decided to give you the update on my Halloween physical media collection because I did do the same video, I think 2 or 3 years ago, but since then I have added more pieces of physical media to the Halloween collection. So I figure it was time for an update. I am going to begin, of course, with the very first movie on DVD. This DVD I found in my storage facility when I did that massive unboxing, and the DVD of Halloween happened to be in there. I was very happy to find it because instantly I thought to myself, I can add this into my Halloween physical media collection because when it comes to horror franchises, the two horror franchises that I collect the most of are obviously Scream and Halloween. So whenever I can find something new to add in, I always get excited. So my DVD of the first film, Halloween, I have 4 copies of the first movie. If you have seen this before in prior videos, you already know what I'm talking about. So, of course, we have to upgrade to the Blu-ray of Halloween. Then when Lionsgate came out with their 4K steelbook for the first film, obviously I had to pick it up. This is one of my favorites. Excuse me. This is one of my favorite steelbooks in my Lionsgate collection. That may sound a little strange because it's very simplistic. There's nothing super complicated going on with this steelbook. It's not super flashy by any means, but sometimes simple really is the best. And I don't know, I just think Michael looks very menacing on the cover of the steel book with the knife, obviously, and then you do have Jamie Lee Curtis on the back as Laurie. This was the beginning. This is what started it all. So I don't know, I just really love and adore the steel book. So there's my 3rd copy of Halloween. And now we are going to get into segue into the Scream Factory 4Ks because when Scream Factory upgraded the majority of the franchise, of course, I had to pick up all of them. We might as well get started with, again, another copy of the very first Halloween film. So there is Halloween. Now we will go through the rest of the franchise from Scream Factory. So we have Halloween 2. I really enjoy Halloween 2. Some people think it's boring because it's mainly set in the hospital, but I thought there were a lot of great things that they did in the hospital for, great deaths and things like that. Especially the jacuzzi, hot tub, killing and things like that. I just really enjoyed the entire setting of the hospital. And so I enjoy Halloween 2. Before I was doing a double feature of Halloween and Trick or Treat on Halloween, I would always watch Halloween, the original, and Halloween 2 back to back on Halloween because this absolutely makes a great double feature. They just seamlessly weave right into each other. And so because of that, it's just a fun night. Do your trick-or-treating, come home, do your double feature of Halloween and Halloween 2. And if you have enough time, if you're up for it, throw an H2O after Halloween 2 because this is actually my favorite timeline of the Halloween franchise is 1, the original 1, 2, and Halloween H2O. That's a great triple feature, I will say. Speaking of triple, let's get to Halloween 3, Season of the Witch. This movie did not do very well when it first arrived in theaters, and that's because simply there was no Michael Myers. They decided to go in a completely different direction when it came to Halloween 3. It's like they wanted to go in the anthology direction for the franchise. Like, okay, we had Michael in the first two movies. That was like the big scare. And then their plan moving forward was going to be different, like scary situations or scary elements. But because when 3 came out, there was no Michael, there was confusion about that. People were not accepting of this film back in the day. And so, because of that, when Halloween 4 came around, who was back? Michael Myers, and he's been with us ever since. But over time, Halloween 3 has received a cult following. And I am one of those members because every single time I watch this movie, I feel like I enjoy it more and more. And this is one of my favorite cover artworks for the Scream Factory 4Ks. I love it. The masks just really stand out. I love that. So Halloween 3. Gotta have Halloween 4. I love Danielle Harris as Jamie Lloyd. I absolutely love her. She was just so cute, so adorable, so vulnerable. You are just rooting for her to get away from her crazy mad uncle, and her and Rachel together in part 4. I love them. I think they're one of the like best duos in the Halloween franchise. Are there many duos? I don't know. But I love them. I love Jamie and Rachel in part 4. And then we get to part 5. Part 5 is absolutely not one of the better movies of the franchise. It is better than Resurrection. I will say that. It's better than Resurrection. It's better than Rob Zombie's Halloween 2. Definitely, absolutely. But Halloween 5 has its issues, has its problems. We still have Jamie in this movie, but what they decide to do with her character, I wasn't really in favor of, because they ended 4 so strong. It was so incredible. And then 5 comes around and it's a complete 180 switch of Jamie's character. Dr. Loomis in part 5, I despise him. I think he's so verbally abusive to Jamie. He's mean to her, and I just don't like that at all. I really wonder why they chose to, put his character in that direction, because I just don't like him. I hate, this film right here is like the worst interpretation of Dr. Loomis besides the Rob Zombie. Besides the Rob Zombie films. I do not like Dr. Loomis in 5 at all. And then let's not forget Tina. Okay, we get Tina instead of Rachel in this movie. Rachel's in here for 10, 15 minutes. But then we get Tina. Such a downgrade from the character of Rachel. Lots of decisions made for 5 that I just do not agree with, but I had to have it. Of course, I had to have it. I just called Halloween 6. It's technically not Halloween 6, but it's Halloween, the Curse of Michael Myers, and we're dealing with an adult Jamie Lloyd in the beginning of the film. She has a baby, and then we segue over to a different storyline with Laurie Strode's cousin, and then we have Paul Rudd in this movie as playing adult Tommy Doyle. There's a lot happening in this movie. It's all right. It's okay. It's going along with the Cult of Thorns storyline. I was never really a fan of that. It's like 4, 5, and 6 were bulked together as this cult storyline, and I'm not really into that, but had to add it into the collection. Do I still watch it every single year? Yes, I do, without fail. So at least I watch it. It's fine. Now we have one of my favorites of the franchise, and that is Halloween H2O. The mask is horrible. I will give you that. The mask is awful. The gigantic holes in the mask where you can actually see pieces of Michael's face. Not a fan of that at all. So, not talking about the mask. I'm talking about the storyline. I'm talking about, this is the best interpretation of Laurie Strode so many years later this is the most realistic storyline or interpretation of the character. Because I feel like when Halloween 2018 came out, because that movie retconned, right? Like it got rid of everything except for the first film. It was a direct sequel to the original movie. And I feel like after 40 years of the original incident, why is Laurie Strode literally in the middle of the woods acting like Linda Hamilton from T2? She has so many guns and arsenal and weapons. She's acting like the incident happened yesterday. 40 years has passed and she's like psychotic crazy to the level of preparation. It just seemed a little unrealistic. Whereas in H2O, 20 years after the incident, it's very much believable. She is a functioning alcoholic. She has nightmares about what happened, but she still functions in life. She has a job. She has a son. She's not doing the best, I will give you that, but it's just a more believable interpretation of the character. That's why H2O is more towards the top of my list when I do Halloween ranking. So I love H2O. I love Josh Hartnett in the movie. I thought he was great casting. I believe this was his first film that he was ever in, so that's amazing. You have Michelle Williams in here. Great stuff. Lots of great stuff in H2O. I love this movie. Then we have the massive downgrade. The massive downgrade. It's like we're here with H2O and then boom, we just crashed and burned with Halloween Resurrection. First of all, any movie that you have Tyra Banks and Busta Rhymes in, we have to question. We have to question just a little bit. Jamie Lee Curtis does come back right in the beginning of the film as Laurie Strode. How they treated her character in this film, the legacy of her final girl in this movie is wretched. It's horrible. It is one of the worst endings ever. Worst endings ever for a final girl. I absolutely hate this movie. It's not, I don't think it's the worst, is it? It might be. I think it is. I think this is the worst because I always go back and forth between this and the Rob Zombie films because I'm not the biggest fan of those movies, but Halloween Resurrection is, it's down there. It's like bottom of the barrel. It really is, but I have it. I've got that 4K in my collection. All right, so those are all the 4Ks from Scream Factory. I'm kind of like giving you background as well. This is kind of also like turning into a ranking video, but it's really not intended to be that way. I'm just showing you what I have in my collection. Now we have like random stuff because that was like the majority of the franchise with the 4Ks from Scream Factory. So these are kind of like just the random physical media that I have from the Halloween franchise. So I did pick up this triple feature of H2O, Resurrection, and Halloween 6 before those 4Ks did come out from Scream Factory. But I'm still keeping this in my collection because, like I said, I collect everything Halloween, or at least I try to. And so this is going to stay because I know people are going to ask, why are you keeping that if you have the 4Ks? You don't need that Blu-ray. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Halloween and Scream, I have everything. I try to keep everything. I found this awesome looking Halloween 2 steelbook at FYE way back in the day. I would say at least 5 years ago, I found this and it was such a great price. I think it was like maybe $10 or something. I don't know. This is a Blu-ray steelbook, I think. Yeah, this is a Blu-ray. It's not a 4K. It's a Blu-ray. It's got a DVD in there, but I love the cover with Michael on fire. And then you have Laurie on the back, cowering and hiding. And then Halloween 3 steelbook was sent over. I love this. I love that. I love the glow of the pumpkin. I love the kids on the floor wearing the mask. That's great. And then we have the back of the steelbook. I believe, if my memory is serving me correctly, Jasmine sent over the steelbook. I think so. So, Jasmine, shout out to you. Thank you so much for sending this. I love this steelbook, one of my favorites. And because I love H2O so much, of course, I had to pick up this is a 4K steelbook, I believe. Yes, 4K steelbook when this came out for Halloween H2O. This is one of my favorite moments of the franchise when these two come, like, not only in the movie, but in the franchise as a whole. One of my favorite moments because they come face to face with each other. It's such an awesome, like, last minute moment when her son gets through the door and then it shuts and then whew, you have, like, that confrontation. I missed it. That's okay. There we go. Awesome looking steelbook for Halloween H2O. Now we're getting into Rob Zombie. So the very first item I ever picked up for the Rob Zombie Halloween, first of all, I was like completely out of it. I was not aware that Rob Zombie had remade Halloween. And so when I was walking around, there we go, FYE, probably the same trip that I picked up the Halloween 2 steelbook, I don't know. I picked up Rob Zombie's first Halloween movie. There we go. And there is the back. I should have known. I should have known right when I saw this that this movie, I actually will say, this film, the first movie, has been growing on me just a little bit more over the past few years than it did initially. When I first saw this film, I was like, what is this? This is garbage. Like, what's going on? But over time, I'm kind of enjoying it more and more. I hate the first like 20 minutes of the movie, like the trailer trash stuff and like, this is how Michael came to be. No, Michael is just this entity of evil. There is no explanation. That's like kind of the entire point. He was born that way. He didn't come from a trailer trash home and because his mom was stripping on a pole and fighting with stepdaddy all the time, that he turned into a raving psychopath. That's not the explanation. Sometimes this is one of the cases where I'm fine with no explanation. He was born that way. There you go. That's it. You don't need anything else at all. So the first like 20 minutes of this movie, I absolutely hate. And the dialogue is, of course, wretched. But once you get to like the condensed version of the John Carpenter original Halloween, that I enjoy, that I don't really mind. I like Scout Taylor Compton as Laurie because she's actually likable in this movie, in this one, as opposed to Halloween 2, which I hate her guts. And then you have the return of Danielle Harris as Annie in both of these movies. So that's another element that I do enjoy. Picked up that Halloween 2 Blu-ray. And I've talked about Halloween 2 and, still Rob Zombie here in prior videos. I think I did an I hate this movie video about Halloween 2 way, way back in the day. What I cannot stand about Halloween 2, besides the white horse and Sherry Moon Zombie returning, that's the only reason he put the white horse in there, was so his wife could come back in this freaking movie, because she doesn't act anywhere else. And you want to know why? Because she's not good. That's why. She can't act for anything. I watched The Devil's Rejects last night. Horrible. She's awful. She's just so horrible. But what I cannot stand in Halloween 2 is how unlikable the character of Laurie Strode has turned into in Halloween 2. I know she went through something traumatic. I understand it. I get it. But the way she treats Annie, her best friend, she has moved in with Annie and her father, played by Brad Dourif, who is so great in this movie. I love him. He's just so great as Brackett in both of these movies. But Laurie treats her so awful, horrible. And then finally, when, what happens to Annie in 2 rolls around, then we see, we have friendship. She's so unlikable in this film. I absolutely hate her. And that's not how I should feel about the final girl in the movie. I should be rooting for her. I should not be hating her guts. And so that's why I just really don't care for Halloween 2, because Who am I rooting for? Michael? No, I'm not really rooting for Michael. I'm rooting for Annie. That's who I'm rooting for in Halloween 2. I am not rooting for Laurie. I always have to talk about it every single time because it just gets under my skin. Okay, these next like 3 will go quickly because I already talked about both of the movies. So I do have, when Walmart came out with those really awesome slipcovers for like Scream and Halloween, I did have to pick up. These are like $5. It was so cheap. So there we have Halloween, Rob Zombie again, unrated, and Halloween 2. That looks awesome, even though the movie is not, but the slipcover is awesome. My pile is starting to fall over. Let's organize. There we go. And I want to say this was sent over because I don't remember picking this up, but I do believe this was sent over when Rob Zombie's Halloween 1 and 2 came out with a combined steelbook. Wait, did Lionsgate send it? I can't remember if the studio sent this over or if a subscriber sent this over, but I don't believe I picked this one up. But normally when I'm grabbing Halloween 1 and 2 from Rob Zombie, I'll go for this one because both movies are in there together. So that's another nice steelbook. And we are going to end, of course, with the most recent trilogy for Halloween 2018, Kills and Ends. So, of course, I have the individual 4K slips. I had to get all 3 of these because of like the covers, the texture of, I'm like feeling up Michael's face, but as you can see, the texture, there we go, the embossing on there for Michael's mask is very nice, and they obviously continued that with Halloween Kills and then also with Halloween Ends. Don't really care for the movie, but the mask the mask is the best. James Jude Courtney is my favorite Michael Myers. I know that's a hot take because Nick Castle in the first movie is great. That was what we started off with. I get it. But James Jude Courtney, I think he is the best Michael. I just love his portrayal of Michael Myers. And so I enjoy revisiting this trilogy, even though I have my feelings about Halloween Ends. It just blows my mind how 2018 is solid. It's a solid movie. It's a great start. And then with Halloween Kills, with the Evil Dies Tonight crap, and then we end it with Corey Cunningham, a completely brand new character in Halloween Ends. It just blows my mind. How did we miss this? Okay, it's like it's a very simple concept, and we blew it. What happened here? I don't know. I don't get it. So I have 2 4K steelbooks for, I believe this is 4K. Is it? No, this one is a Blu-ray. I believe the other is a 4K. For Halloween 2018. So this Blu-ray steelbook, I believe I picked up at Target. It was very cheap. It was like $10 or $15, something like that. So we have the front and the back of very angry pumpkin right there. We've got that one. And then, of course, I had to pick up the 4K steelbook for 2018 when it did come out. There we go. Got the knife. Then we're going to move on to Halloween Kills. This is the Best Buy exclusive steelbook. And of course, Halloween Ends. Halloween Ends. So stupidly, Halloween Ends. I don't hate it as much as the very first time I saw it. My mom and I watched Halloween Ends, I believe on Peacock. It debuted like a day early or something. They just dropped it randomly on Peacock and I noticed it. And I was like, oh my God, is that the brand new Halloween movie? Mom, we're watching it right now. And I put it on and we could not have been more disappointed with how they decided to end this franchise. Because you know they're going to go ahead and make more of these. But like, it's grown on me a little bit. But that first time watching, I was like, what are they doing? How do you mess this up? How do you mess up the Michael Myers formula? I have no idea. But the steelbook looks great. You have Lori on the back. And the final Halloween physical media item in my collection. This was actually sent over from High Def Ninja when they did re-release the final trilogy again with a brand new 4K steelbook. I was so happy when this came over to add it into my collection. We have the back there. But let me take off the slipcover because you have Michael with Lori and the knife. It just looks really awesome. And we have Michael right there. And just a simple knife with pictures of, pictures of people from the past, from the trilogy. But this was awesome. So yet again, I have another copy of Halloween 2018 Kills and Ends. As of right now, that is my entire Halloween physical media collection. Of course, they just came out with brand new 4K steelbooks for the first 3 films. Eventually, when I can pick up physical media again, would I love to add those into my collection? Absolutely. And by that time, I'm sure different studios, or the same studio, obviously, but they'll be putting out different versions of all of these movies. So I will most likely keep on collecting. Thank you so much for watching this video today. Again, have a very happy Halloween. Comment down below and let me know not only what is your favorite Halloween movie of the franchise, but because it is Halloween, comment down below and let me know your absolutely #1 favorite Halloween candy. I have 2, Kit Kat and Snickers. I love a great Snickers. Thank you so much again for watching this video today. Don't forget to like and subscribe before you leave, and I'll see you next time.